Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah,
Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Where my girls at? It's going down, down, down. Here we are on Thirsty Thursday with the girlfriends. Welcome to Force of Friendship. We got issues with Sabrina, Caterina, Gloria, and Crisette. Oh my goodness, we reign from various corners of the country. We've got Caterina on the West Coast in the San Francisco, Oakland area. We've got Crisette in the Detroit, where the show originates from. And then we got Gloria Mayfield Banks from Ellicott City. I know most of y'all don't know Ellicott, but you do know Baltimore, you do know Washington, D.C., where she's smack dab in the middle. That's where she resides. And we're excited to be here with you on 9 to 8 a.m., the Superstation, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Oh my goodness, you girls are crazy. Crisette, only you could get us to commit to something like this every day of the week. Are y'all crazy or what? Here we go.
Yeah, we crazy.
You just gotta know.
Crazy too.
You can only imagine, because these are 4 incredibly busy women. You can only imagine what it looks like 30 minutes before showtime, okay? 30 minutes before showtime. Just tell us, you guys. We thank our listening audience. You're on YouTube. You're on the app. You are dialing into the radio station. You are on Facebook Live with us. But really, we love connecting with you. Thank you for saying hello to us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for telling us what city you're calling in from. Carolyn Muse, she really gets the gold star for being our #1 fan. I think it's Earl and my cousin Michelle Fields. I mean, they don't miss a beat. They don't. Carolyn says this has been and is the best show on the planet. Well, we need that encouragement. We sure do. Because sometimes we look at each other and say, what in the world? What are we going to talk about? And who are we talking to? So just really, you guys, you have such busy lives. Just right quick, what were you doing 30 minutes before this show? Caterina Harris Earl, our girl out there on the West Coast. Because I know you slapped on that necklace with the quickness.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So I just know my eyelash, I was having a hard time getting these eyelashes on today. Glue was everywhere. Black eye over here. I was fussing, okay? So, Caterina, what was your life like 30 minutes before the show?
Probably 17 minutes ago, I still have my workout clothes on, so I had to, get the do what you do to get the sweat off your body and put this in. I was in the shower. I didn't want to say it, but that's what I was doing.
I know. You guys make it look so good. I know. I already know. Well, congratulations. Hats off. You do a lot and you do it well. We believe that we have something to say to the people. So when this assignment came to us, we did not want to drop the mic. And so thank you for being diligent. Thank you. There's my cousin, Michelle Fields. I told you she's one of our favorites and we appreciate her support. Yes. Gloria, what were you doing 15 minutes prior to the show?
Now, I was listening to somebody else's webinar trying to figure out, I was on somebody else's webinar trying to figure out somebody else's trick, trying to find out somebody else's way to teach people, trying to figure out the best way to get coaching. I was on another, let me switch over here. Easy. Nice from here to here. What I tell you, nice from here to here. No matter what you got on down here. Okay? Nice from here to here. So even if I had to do a shower like this, I've done it before. But we got issues. And I'm glad to be here with you, Sabrina. You're bringing the energy and the heat today. I'm excited.
You got shoes on, Gloria? Were those shoes or socks?
Those are shoes.
You have shoes on today.
Really cute. Pink,
I'm just impressed. I'm impressed you got shoes on. Okay, I'm like, I didn't make it that far.
I promise. What you got on, Chris? Now I can't even stand up. Just let you know, I cannot even stand up in this camera today. Okay. Seriously. Crisette, what were you doing 15, 20 minutes prior to the show? You always look so well put together.
Well, you know what, Sabrina, like you know, one eyelash went on perfectly. And then I stopped and said, you know what, Caterina is the one, the tech girl that told us we can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. We could be on the radio. We could be on Facebook. We could be doing all of this. Whereas if we weren't live, we wouldn't have to have lashes on, lipstick on. We just come on the radio. So I promise you, you know, it's always that one lash that don't want to go on right. So really just trying to get ready for the show. And today, Sabrina, oh my goodness, you guys know yesterday we finally took possession of the keys for the house. So, you know, I want to put some new carpet in the house, right? So I went with my sister Karen, and she is a decorator. When I say she loves it, she loves it. She makes the board. She gets the color. She puts it on the wall. You got to live with it for a while because you got to see how the light hits it in the day, how it hits it at night. So I decided to go with her today to look at carpet. And Gloria, I know that you're not a shopper. And I know that you're like, okay, I'll go in and then I'm done. Literally, I promise you, I sat there and I said, this is not my field house. I like to shop, but not like that. We looked at carpet samples and I said, you know what? Literally, I told her and I said, you know what? I really got an appointment. I really have to go. And literally, I was getting anxiety. I'm like, let me tell you how I like to decorate. I want to show you a picture of something that's fabulous and say, do that. As close as you can get to that. Really, I told her, that's what I want you to do. Really that's how I like to decorate. So today, I'm like, Karen, have at it. You are going to be the person. Like Gloria, what did you say to us one time? You told somebody to pick out all the carpet in your house. What was it that you told them to do?
Oh, yeah. I had to pick out the entire Florida home park. I said, whatever looks good to you, if you like it, I love it. And I'm telling you, I loved it. I said, pick out whatever. And they were like, all of it? I'm like, yep, top to bottom.
So that's kind of how I felt today. But literally, the topic for today is a good one because today I quit decorating my house.
I hear you.
Today, you got the house yesterday and you quit today. Okay. You know why you did that? You know why you did that? You know why you did that, Crisette? Because you got issues, okay? You got issues. You got issues, and we're going to talk about those issues right here on this show from 6 to 7 p.m. on 9 p.m.
But the great thing is we've learned through the years, surround yourself by people who are good at it. We don't have to be good at everything, but you be good enough to surround yourself with somebody else who's good at it, loves it, and loves you. All right. And so that's what it is. So I know Karen is going to lay it out and do an amazing job. Today, you guys, today, we are talking the big resignation. I quit. Can you imagine 4 million people left the workforce last month? Wow. They said, I don't want it. Post-pandemic, I got a taste of working from home. 4 million people left the workforce last month. 4 million. Deuces. Okay? And I'm like, where are these people going? What are they doing? How are they going to live? What are they doing? And so we have an amazing guest. She's going to come on and talk to us about the employment market, what people are wanting, how they are wanting it. And so let's bring in my cousin, Lisa Fields Miller. Lisa, are you there?
Hey, Lisa.
There's Lisa. Yay. Give my cousin a big round of applause. Yay. You guys, see, somebody said, I'm so ready to quit. I'm tired of working for other people. They are feeling it, you guys. They are feeling it. Right. What has happened in this pandemic, they were able to work from home. They got a taste of working from home. They have said, I want more control of my life. They want work-home life balance. They got issues, for real. They got issues, and they're taking it into their own hands. And so Lisa Fields Miller out of the Atlanta, GA area, tell us a little about who you are, what you do, and what's going on out there in the workplace. Lisa, you're muted. We don't hear you, Lisa. And I have Hold on. You can't hear me? We got you now. Can you hear me? Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I am a recruiter for a company called TTEC, TTEC, and we provide customer service support to some of the most iconic
brands,
and
and we are in 89 countries. In our market, in the Atlanta market, we are hiring over 100 people a week. We are providing equipment to those people as well to work from home. So we have an amazing applicant flow, but since everybody is at home, it's a good time for our business because we have brands like USAA, CVS, Bank of America, Porsche. I know one of you guys probably drives a Porsche, and none of you guys all know that. So, anyway, you probably own one. That might be Gloria. Gloria's taking a third car. She has 5 cars. What about our service agent? So when we call all of those different companies, you hire customer service people and to work in those fields, in those different fields. Lisa, what are you finding from people who are wanting those jobs? Because I heard you say,
that you give them equipment to work from home. So none of these people are going to offices.
From home, they must have a quiet workspace, and they must be able to connect with the internet cord to their home modem. And they have the space to have 2 monitors as well.
Now, did all this just happen? So did all of this happen because of the pandemic, or were you guys having a lot of work from home before the pandemic hit?
Well, actually, we were on site before the pandemic hit, and we did have a division that was at home too. So we were brick and mortar, and we have several brick and mortar locations throughout the country. And but when the pandemic hit, we all were working from home, and our clients decided that they would allow their agents to work from home as well.
Very good, very good. That's something. You guys call in 313-778-7600. So many people are in transition. They're doing something different when it comes to a job. Several of our listeners are saying, I want to quit right now. I did quit and I didn't go back to my job. We want to hear your stories. We really want to hear your stories. Call us at 313-778-7600. Girlfriends, do you have a question or comment right now?
Shut in as far as working from home? When did you leave going into a physical building, and then how long were you shut in?
Okay, so we went from the physical building in the second week of March. Okay, wow. And no one, there's a few people that are in our building now. We went from having 300 on site to maybe 10.
Wow, that's huge.
So we don't go on site. We rarely go. When we pass out the equipment, we do contactless, so they don't even come into the building. We have the equipment ready, the boxes for them to pick up and put in their cars. So are you saying, okay, that's the way you've been doing it? Do you think that now you guys have a new group? The pandemic model is totally shifted, and do you think it'll gradually go back or no? I don't think it will go back. Maybe if they eventually want to go back, our company is very conscious and very, politically correct, I guess. Our leadership cares about our safety, so they are not going to put anyone in jeopardy. That's great. I think that there will be some customers that will ask like Portia is one of them, they will ask, can they be the first to go back on site? They do have mailroom employees on site, probably about 8 people, and they are the only ones in that building. So if any of our customers go back, it will be Portia. It will not be USAA, who is a major client of mine in this market, and in several markets throughout the United States. But our applicant flow is amazing. We have to support all of the other sites, the smaller sites that don't have the applicant flow. So they're constantly putting more requisitions in our market for us to be able to support the other locations as well. We also pay amazing referral fees. The company pays $200 per person for referral after that referral has worked for 60 days. Wow. And I know you guys are already the number one on referrals. It has been for the last 6 months number one in the United States for referrals.
Wow.
$200 a month.
Yeah.
And it's unlimited. We don't say you can't refer anybody else.
Wow.
And that's one of the things that I tell them when I'm recruiting. I say this could be your side hustle.
Right.
I got a couple of people I can refer. I'll call you up.
Okay. So
you don't show everybody unless you work for us.
You don't get the referral. Oh, so you got to be inside. Okay. So Lisa, I know what is that?
I know what is that people. I mean, it's people are referring. You have mothers and sons and daughters and cousins. Everybody's working for the customer. Right. And what is your website, Lisa? What is your website? Because people who are looking for a job might be interested in a job, might know somebody who needs a job. How do they contact you and your company? It's www.TTECjobs.com. And we're an international company. We have some at-home companies throughout in 89 countries. So there are some opportunities to work for us internationally. Wow. From home. I was reading you guys, this guy, he said, his name is Jonathan. He made a traveling discovery last year during the pandemic.
I don't know where the mic is on here.
His hair was thinning. The software developer realized that life was passing by too quickly as he was hunkered down at home in Hyattsville, Maryland. There was so much to do, so many places to see. I envisioned a life in which I might end the workday with a swim instead of a long drive home. So when his employer began calling people back to the office part-time, he balked at the 45-minute commute. He started looking for a job with better remote work options and quickly landed multiple offers. I think the pandemic has changed my mindset in a way, like I really value my time now. And so as we find a newfound life, people are just deciding that life is so valuable. With the pandemic, they realize what's really important. And it's not 50, 60, 70, 80-hour work days. It's not being in a long commute. And so, what revelations did you find? I know we got to go to a break in a little bit, but there's so many people in the workplace that want different now. They don't want the same. I was telling you guys the other day that on the same newscast, the anchor and the weatherman both told us goodbye. They said they were signing off. They wanted a new life. The weatherman is going to start a family painting business because he said so much of his time was at the station, he didn't want that life anymore. And the anchor woman said, I realized for the past 4 years, someone else was tucking my child in at home. And I wanted to tell you. Wow. To me, the same station, the weatherman and the TV anchor. Right. Same station. It has. And they were probably having some good conversations over coffee together. Wow, that's so deep. That is very, very deep. And maybe when we come back to Rach, she can talk about this. But you said something, Lisa, that caught my attention. You said you were excited because your leadership was interested in protecting you. And I wonder how many people are thinking about that if you ask me to come back to work, your priority is on the job versus on my protection during business. So we need to go back and visit that a little bit, because I would consider that to be a concern. And I see how it makes you feel good when you talk about it. My leadership cares about me and my protection. Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's talk about that, you guys. When we come back, we got to take a station break. You're listening to 9:10 a.m. the Superstation, WFDF, based out of Detroit. You got Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria, and our special guest, Lisa Fields Miller, out of the ATL. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Facebook, I'm super excited that you guys are with us today. Wait, let me turn this down. Okay, so first I want to tell you, thank you for letting us know about the sound. So we'll try to get on that right away. Yep, Tony's on. Yep, I gave Tony the entire house. Tony, did I give Tony, was it Tony or you and Angie? Both doing the carpeting for the house. That was so crazy, you guys. I had a house down in Florida, living here in Maryland. I need to have all of that taken care of. So, you know, we talk about a whole lot of things on We Got Issues. But can you imagine Crisette leaving her sister at the carpet place? Super crazy. Now, here's what I want to tell you. I'm going to talk about this, but can you guys seriously, can we really wrap our heads around the fact there's 320 million people in the United States and 4 million of them quit last month? I would love it if you're in the chat, if you said, I know somebody who quit. I know somebody who walked away. I know somebody who quit. I was talking to someone earlier today who seriously needs a break. Like, they need a break from the work, from the pandemic, from the energy, from the word they will work. And nothing is flowing to them like it was at one time. That's an indication that it's time to make some changes. And getting caught up in the how to make it versus just walking away is a very interesting, stress-inducing environment as well. So if you're ready to walk away, or if you know somebody who walked away, I think that is super interesting. Oh my, Tony said, just me did the carpeting. Yes. So you guys, yes, 2 changes. Yes. I mean, this is such a big deal. 4 million people. So we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk to you guys too. Which one of you are courageous enough to call in and give an opinion on the radio show? Because we want y'all to give an opinion. And I hope that you guys got the app too. Uh-oh, music's coming on.
We're back. We're back with the Force of Friendship at 9:10 a.m. The Superstation. We got issues. We are talking the Great Resignation. I quit. Post-pandemic, you realize I don't like my job. I don't like the people I work with. I don't like my boss. I don't like nothing about it. And I'm out of here. And you are looking for something else. And so you got to know, you guys, that life is big. There are a lot of options and opportunities out there for you. And I believe the pandemic has just woke some people up and said, you know what? I'm going to make some different choices for my life. We are talking the workplace. Do you love your job? Are you ready to go back into the office? Is it conducive to your wants, your needs, your desires, your dreams? We've got a caller. Everybody else, call in 313-778-7600. Are you ready to go?
Michelle, are you there? Yes, I am. Can you hear me? Hi. Yes, Michelle. Welcome.
Hey.
Hey, cousin. Hey, girls. Okay, I'm the messy one today. I'm going to be the messy. I understand what Lisa's saying about the company for her, and I get to hear some of the bad stories. Even in the pandemic, or when people got their money, how all of a sudden people would call and say, "Oh, I can't come today. Can you put me on for 2 weeks from now?" And I also have a daughter who has children that were in daycare, and because of the pandemic, she works from home. Right. Our company has permanently said, okay, you can stay at home, but He's not comfortable putting the kids back in daycare. And you know how that costs. I got 3 grandchildren I look after. And you hear people say, "Oh, I can't work because I don't have a babysitter, or I don't have daycare." So my thing is, my question, Lisa, is, okay, so yeah, you guys hire so many people, but the bad side is, okay, they get these stipends and stuff, and then they go on vacation to Acapulco, but don't come back and have a job. You know what I'm saying? They have to make a commitment to that. You know, so please talk about the downside and the, you know, of course you guys got jobs. And you got jobs that people can work from home. I was one of them who picked up my equipment and worked from home. They give you equipment to work from home. You know what I mean? And you have people that don't want to work. That's probably 3.5 million. Yeah, some of it and you get tired. You know, I want to do something different. This market right now, what's happening in America, people working from home, you know how good that is to be able to work from home, to be able to have a job that you don't have to leave your house. You know, so I'm gonna be the messy one today and say, okay, what about these other people, Lisa? That you know, with that being said, we do have. I mean, we will have people to pick up the equipment, but we'll have people that don't show up to pick up the equipment. Or they'll pick up the equipment and say, "Oh, I forgot to tell you that I have a trip to Acapulco, and I can't complete the training, and you know, can I come back at a later date?" So we do have a lot of that. Unfortunately, you know, we're going to have that mix of people, mixture of people. You're going to have some people that are pleased that they're able to work, and you're going to have some that do not, you know, continue. Sorry. Okay. And so, with that being said, Lisa, with money, you know, we do. It is disappointing when they commit to and they accept the offer and then they don't show up, or you know, they don't make that commitment, or they look like Michelle said when it was tax time and people were getting checked. Oh no! Now we had a tough time then. No, you know, because they had money in their pocket, so they did not want to work and they did not have to work. We have a lot of, sometimes being with customer service, we have a lot of call avoidance. So we have to terminate people because they take the equipment, they say they're going to work from home, but then they don't take the calls. They're playing. They're somewhere swimming or shopping, and so they're not there for our customers. So we do have a downside, just like everybody else. But for the most part, I would say that 75 to 80% of the people are committed and that do continue training. We pay for training as well. So we're paying them anywhere from $14 an hour to $20 an hour for being a customer service representative. Right. And what is that website again? If people are interested in jobs, Lisa, what is the website? It's www.TTECjobs.com. TTECjobs.com. Excellent. Thank you, Michelle, for calling. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. You could be working from Australia. All right. Thank you. We got another caller, you guys. Tony. Tony's another trusted listener who we appreciate always calling in. Go ahead, Tony.
Hi, friends. We got issues. Okay.
Yes, we do.
I'm having a little bit of trouble with the audio, so if I am repeating anything, I apologize. But I think that one of the things contributing to the Great Resignation is, you know, there is a serious deficit of workers in the service-related industries, restaurants, retail, all of that. And I think it's because they have finally realized how nasty people are. People are so mean to people in the service industry, the servers, the hostesses, and I mean, I've even experienced this as things are opening up, and there's signs everywhere. Please be kind to the people that did show up. We're understaffed. We're blah, blah, blah. And nobody wants to sign up for that. I was in retail all through. I mean, people are, it's like you're not a person to a customer when you're in that kind of service industry. And people have decided, I'm not going back to that. You're not going to make me do it, and I'm not going to do it. And they use the pandemic to retrain, to find a different way to make money. I think some of it, people have become entrepreneurs, figured out what their special gifts, skills, or abilities are, and found a way to figure out how to get paid doing it. I also think that a lot of people in some of the lower paying jobs have realized that they're coming out of their pocket to pay those daycare bills. So they're essentially working to pay daycare, and they're like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to stay home. And so I think that has a lot to do with it. And then, of course, the other part is the quality of life and the family and the reconnecting that people experience during the pandemic that is causing some people in some really high stress, huge demands on the time kind of jobs to say, I don't want to do it like this anymore. I actually like my wife and I like my kids and I want to be around them more. And so I think that's a part of it. And I do think that all of those things combined, I mean, I had a girlfriend that was in the hotel and restaurant industry for probably 15 years. And during the pandemic, they just started being so bad to her. I mean, just all the nights and the weekends and the holidays. And she had seniority, and they had her doing housekeeping, all this crazy stuff that she didn't have to do. And I convinced her to find another job. She went through a whole online application process and is now working as a loan processor for a bank. And she is totally remote, working from home, no nights, no weekends, no holidays. And that's what people are looking for. So, that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you, Tony. Such added value. Thank you for calling in. Yolanda says, I'm not going back. I'd rather downsize or change my lifestyle until I replace my six-figure salary. I'd rather bet because my safety and peace of mind is priceless. I'd rather make less money and be available for those who need me most.
Wow.
That is what people are. That is powerful. Right. You guys, we got another caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Call in at 313-778-7600. Steve, are you there?
Ladies, how are you?
Good.
Great.
Well. America has entered into an employee's market. It is our choice. The pandemic showed us who was really essential. It wasn't the CEO. It was the rank and file. So I salute the Great Resignation. It shows you how disrespectful they were. They were greedy. They were hoarding profits. They could have paid you $15 all along, but they badgered you into thinking that they couldn't. So salute to the employees. We're not dumb as they thought we were. Are we? It is an employee's market. I can quit today and go somewhere next door and make the same or amount more money tomorrow. It's just that easy. However, just as quickly as they take care of you or they see that's an employee's market, they are quickly looking to reverse it to an employer's market, i.e. technology, artificial intelligence. We will soon find out that Andrew Yang should have been our president because he had his pulse on the future, which was a basic income. Technology will drive what we call joblessness. Meaning, ladies, you are able-bodied, able-mind, with an education, but no job to go to because of technology. What are you going to do then? What do you see as black people, and I'm speaking to you because you're a black woman and I'm a black man. We've got to be thinking 5 years ahead, right? Because artificial intelligence will leave a lot of people unemployed, and we're not even paying attention. And the fact is, when the people who it's funny how the people put capitalism on us, but they walk away with socialism. Why are we giving oil companies subsidies? Why are we giving out corporate welfare? But they got mad at you because you got $300 a week extra during a pandemic.
Right.
You got to pay attention. We've got to be angry because it's been all along. The joke has always been on us, but it's turning around for a season and wallow in that season. Embrace the season because as quickly as it comes, quickly as it goes, because that's America. Wow.
You got it, Steve. You said a mouthful right there, my brother.
Yes,
you did.
Let me show you one thing we didn't pay attention to. Every time you got impatient and you inside a Target or Walmart and you like, this cashier is slow, I'm going to the self-checkout lanes. Look at it now, ladies. You got half or more self-checkout lanes. And you got to replace the worker. Yeah. So the bottom line is we got joblessness coming. So embrace this great resignation. Figure out who you are, where you're going, and learn how to save more than you spend. That way you can buffer yourself through the next pandemic.
I love it. I thank you for that. I thank you for that. Every time I go through Walmart, they want me to check out my own stuff. I said I would have applied if I wanted to check out my own stuff. I would have applied for the job, okay? So, Steve, thank you for calling. You really hit the nail on the head. We appreciate you. Girlfriends, anybody want to respond?
I love what Steve said. That was very, very powerful at the place where we are right now. Ken had a meeting today. He's chairman of the board for the Federal Reserve in the Baltimore, D.C. area. And this was a big part of the conversation. So when that came across, that this was the topic today, Sabrina, it was very interesting. The Federal Reserve is really paying attention to the fact that workers are now getting paid so much more attention. The best place to negotiate right now, if you want to negotiate a raise, do it right now. If you want to negotiate more benefits, you got to do it right now, because right now it is a buyer's market for employees to get what they want. And it's tough out there. It's tough out there in the service industry. So now, like Steve was saying, they could have paid more before, but now they really got to pay. They could have been nice before, but now they really got to be nice. And it is a problem. This is a big, big issue. So, Kim was like, this is an issue for the nation. Like, people are leaving. And all the things that we talked about, women want to be at home because they have choices. The pandemic made people think about it. They want to be appreciated. We say it all the time. You want to be appreciated, you want to be celebrated, or you want to be tolerated. And when it comes to tolerated, they will go someplace else. They're really, the other thing someone said here on the call, they're willing to downsize in order to have different choices. And so people are really taking a look at that. And it's all over the internet. You can go and find out how to live on less, how to minimalize. I mean, it's deep. It's very deep. Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question for Lisa. Just a couple of points. Definitely the kids being at home for school made it, that's just a no-brainer. If your child is home and doesn't have any place to go, you're not going to work unless your job will work with you. And
how do you have a quiet work environment when the babies are home and not in school? But go ahead, Caterina.
Yeah,
sometimes you may hear some people in the background. You may have just heard my puppies barking, but so you have to keep them quiet. But usually someone has an office, a home office. If you have smaller children, when you take your breaks and you get a lunch break, you check on them. A lot of times they're set up that they're studying in school at the same time you're working. Now, when it's summertime or they aren't, they just have to make arrangements. Some of the people actually put their children in daycare. It's not so expensive for them because they don't have to get in traffic. They don't have to, buy gas. They don't have to, they're eating at home. So all of those things that they had expenses for before, they can afford to have some daycare. So we do have some people that drop their kids off in the morning at daycare while they're working. We do have some that, where they take a break to come back and pick up the children from daycare. So we have some clients that are 24 hours, 7 days a week, and we have some that are Monday through Saturday and different hours. So, they may take a shift that's later after they put the children to bed. In the afternoon, in the evening. So there's ways to work around. You do have to be flexible with it because you don't get to pick your schedule. It's based on the needs of the customer. So most schedules are going to be mid-shift or later shift.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Caterina,
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, you used to hijacking questions. So anyways, my 2 questions, I'm going to ask both my questions before I get hijacked, but I just want to say it's incumbent upon people to figure it out because otherwise they will outsource those jobs overseas in a heartbeat. Okay, so answering the phones in the stage of internet, anybody can answer a phone anywhere in the world. So my 2 questions are, I wanted to just piggyback off of what Gloria said about moving 200 miles away. Like, how much are you experiencing that people are now applying for the same job all over the country? You're competing against people all over the country instead of just in your region. And how many people are not able to work because they just don't have good internet? I'm just wondering.
That's a thing. You must have you must have a specific speed to be able to work with us, and you can't use wireless. So you do have to be able to connect with the Ethernet cord to a modem. So everybody is not able, because we were brick and mortar before, we passed out equipment. So the at-home team ships equipment. So you have to be within a 60-mile radius of our location to be able to work on it.
Wow.
But you saying that our entire marketing department is in the Philippines. So they, they're 12 hours, ahead of us, right? So they're working overnight when, they're working, it's 12 p.m. here, it's 12 a.m. there. But they work overnight. They get it done.
You know what, Sabrina, one of the things that Steve said when he called in that I thought was very interesting is when he said, right now it is the employee time season, to ask, like you said, Gloria, for a raise. It's your time to tell the employer how much you want to make. But he said, and we know how seasons come and seasons go. So there's going to be a time where it's the opposite. But then he mentioned AI, artificial intelligence. Right. And my question to you, Lisa, is, just really thinking about that, because he said something very important, is while people are basking in, I'm choosing to be at home and do something differently. He talked about the saving the money piece, but he also, talked about the artificial intelligence. And my question is, what jobs, and this is something that we should be thinking about for, our children, our grandchildren, about the jobs that are going to be needed in the future. Because like you said, Sabrina, you go to the checkout, and you know what? Sometimes we don't think about when we do things that give us more convenience. Sometimes the more convenience is eliminating the job. So we got the convenience, but we don't have the foresight to see how that convenience down the road is going to eliminate a job. So what are, Karen, if you could speak to that, are there certain jobs that, just based on your knowledge, that are going to always be at the forefront, that if somebody asks you, what skill set should I have going forward, what would be some of your suggestions? Who is Karen? Crisette? I mean, Lisa, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm thinking about my sister Karen. I'm sorry. Lisa. Nasty Sabrina. Yes, that ain't that funny.
Customer service is key. I mean, you know how you want to be treated. You know, when you're on the phones, with your bank or, your insurance agent, that you know how you want to be treated. And since we are in that pandemic, a lot of people are on the phone. So if they're empathetic to what's going on, and so having that empathy, knowing what's, who's on the other side of that call, they're there for you when you need them. Like I said, our clients are like Bank of America, USAA, United Healthcare. Any of those clients that, when you're calling in to your bank, you're talking to one of our employees, and we want to make sure that you're taken care of properly. We put a lot into training, and we pay for training. So a lot of companies won't pay you for training, but this company will. And it's amazing. You just have to make the commitment to not miss a day of training. That's one of the downsides that drops people from the position, because they, when they get those funds, they want to be able to take trips, because if they do have to go back to work or have to go back to another position on site, then they won't have the opportunity to enjoy the time off that they had, or, enjoy that money, like you said, that you put back to be able to do some things that you like. So you just have to keep all of that in mind. But the biggest thing is, during this time, everybody was on the phones because no one could go anywhere. So it was ideal. It was an ideal time for our company to be able to get more business from our customers, because they needed more call volumes was going up, and they needed the support.
Well, I tell you what, you guys, when I tell you, I have never seen so many help wanted signs. From the grocery stores to the retail stores to the restaurants, everywhere I go, people are looking for workers. They're looking for employees. And check this out. This has blew my mind. It said many more workers are expected to follow suit in what's being called the Great Resignation. In fact, 95% of workers are currently considering changing jobs. 95% of workers, 95% currently considering changing jobs, and 92% are willing to switch industries to land a new position. A recent survey said the pandemic has created an opportunity for so many to re-examine life, career, their everything. And so with that being said, as people are moving around, re-examining their lives, there is a thought, you guys, like, okay, but before you quit, because it's not a good idea just to quit because you just don't, the friend is quitting. There are some things that you need to get lined up before you quit the job. Because the baby still needs shoes, right? The baby still needs milk. You still got to pay your rent or your mortgage. So, girlfriends, what do you think is important before somebody says, I'm quitting?
Stress level. They really need to know how they're going to manage their stress level. I need to know, is money the stress level? Is the job the stress level? Is the circumstances the stress level? Because just because you're leaving one form of stress doesn't mean you want to take on another form of stress. So before you move, just do some evaluation on because what looks really great right now can look a hot mess from now. So I think that's accurate to be evaluated. But if my hair is falling out, a little bit I got here, I'm leaving.
What do you really want to do? You want to know, what do you really want to do? I mean, if I were in one industry and had an opportunity to leave, I wouldn't just leave one job I didn't like for another job that paid me more that I didn't like. I would be figuring out, what do I really want to do? What do I really want to do? What's my heart's desire? You've been hanging in there this long, but this is a time that you can maybe go entry level into an industry you really want to be in, to learn, to grow. Or do you really want to start a business? So maybe you make a career move and get a less stressful job to give you more time to get your gig going. So be intentional with it. Be intentional with it. Don't just move just to be moving, because you can't, everybody don't want to move in with their mama, and your mama don't want you there. So figure it out.
That is, you know what, Sabrina, I would add is that they need to consider their finances and where they are in their life right now. You know, if they were to quit their job tomorrow, how long would it be before their phone would be cut off, before they couldn't pay the mortgage, before they couldn't pay, you know, the various bills to keep their lights on? All of those things I think are important because, as Gloria said, you may get rid of one stress, but now you're stressed out. And, you know, somebody said people will feed you for a while, but people ain't going to let you live with them forever. So you have to have a place to live. It's so funny. Chuck was telling us about an older friend of his who said her father taught her very valuable lesson when she was younger. She had a job and she wasn't managing her money right. So her rent was due. She called her father and she said, Dad, you know, can I borrow some money because my rent is due? He said, this is what I want you to do. He said, I want you to go outside and then I want you to lay down on the ground and try to pull the covers up on the ground. He said, so the lesson I'm teaching you is you can spend money, but the money that you gotta always have is your rent money. So she said she learned that lesson. She said, because it didn't feel good laying down there on the street. So I just think sometimes we can operate out of emotions without taking the time to prepare for that move. And I think that will take away a lot of the stress. Right.
Very good, very good. Lisa, would you add to that?
What'd you say?
Would you add to that? What do people need to consider before they quit their job?
Oh, yes. I mean, that's exactly what they need to consider. I mean, we do have, every day I've got someone that's, you know, wanting to quit because they're saying that the training is too hard or they can't, you know, they're not getting proper training or, you know, they you know, but then do you not have anything else to do? Because, you know, we're giving you the opportunity, we're giving you the equipment, we're paying you to train, and you're going to quit because you think you're not grasping, you know, the material. But then, you know, 2 weeks from now, they'll come back and say, oh, I want to come back again. So we have to consider that too. Our company is really good about, you know, making you rehireable. If you give us, I told the one girl this week, if you give us, you know, 2 weeks notice. But if you leave tomorrow and we've invested in you and you're supposed to be here for our customer, we're not going to make you rehireable. So then you've lost the opportunity to work for an international company. And now what are you going to do? You're going to go back to what you were doing before, Walmart, retail, you know, at the mall, you know, and you're at risk and you're outside again. So, you know, they just need to keep in mind, you know, it could be temporary. They may not like it. But again, you know, where else are you going to get the opportunity that somebody's going to pay you to train and going to provide you with all the tools that you need to be successful? And then after 6 months, it's full-time employment with benefits. After 6 months, you can apply to any of our positions internationally. So there's growth. I mean, people move from being an agent all the way up to being a manager. And we afford them those opportunities and support them in that. We post our positions internally for 2 days before we post them externally. So we give our employees the opportunity to grow.
Wonderful.
Sabrina,
yes.
Sonia Johnson in the chat said you need to consider healthcare. And that's a big one right there, healthcare.
For sure. Well, you guys added so much to the conversation. In my research, they said before you quit, for sure, don't make an emotional decision. Identify your wants. Caterina mentioned identify what do you really want. So number one was identify your wants. Number two, set up job alerts. Be out there and get your name out there. Find the field that you're interested in. Set up job alerts. Number three, tweak your resume. Change your resume each time you submit a new application so that it matches the job description. Number four, network. Get out there. I mean, there's lots of networking online like never before, where you don't have to go network. You can network online. Number five was explain a gap. if you quit your job to look for another job, you don't necessarily have to worry about a gap in your resume. However, gaps are not a deal breaker. They just need to be explained. Number 6, don't settle. Do not settle. It's a lot of opportunity out there. Our caller Steve said that, you know what, we're the season where the employees, it's our season. It's theirs. Well, I'm not employed. I am grateful that I am self-employed. Yay for self-employed. Guys, start your own business. Go work for yourself. That's what we're talking about. Now's the time to create your own dang on income. Don't settle. And so as we are wrapping up and we're talking about the great I can move my own right. The Great Resignation, you guys. Be mindful. Keep your head on the table. Be emotional. Know that there are better days ahead. But now is the time to negotiate your time, to negotiate your space, to say, I deserve better, and I'm willing to do what it takes to go get it. Many opportunities. You guys, as this pandemic, the numbers are increasing. We have to be careful. We don't know. We don't know if there's going to be a major shutdown, but we do know that working from home is a valuable opportunity. Lisa Fields Miller, my first cousin, her mom and my dad were brothers and sisters. Lisa and I were born 2 weeks apart, so we've grown up together, yes. We went to college together, so we were college roommates. Yes, University. Yes. So Lisa is like
Lisa, we can ask a whole lot of other kind of questions. And we another conversation about just me. Right. She said, what goes on between me and Lisa stays between me and Lisa. Okay? When I tell you we will take things to our grave that nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. But I'm so proud of Lisa. She's an amazing leader. She's an incredible family member. She's so kind. She has her 89-year-old mom who lives with her and does such like Christmas to your dad, right? 87. Okay, 87. Don't. I'm Joe. 87. Okay, 87. Don't give her those years. She's 87. And when I tell you, she has on matching jewelry better than any of us. Her hair is blacker than any of ours. Okay, and she can style us to be the best. So, Lisa, we love you. Thank you for being an incredible family member. Thank you for being the hero. Yes, yes, yes. We got issues. The force of friendship. Superstation. With Sabrina, Caterina,
and Gloria. With our new girlfriend on the set today, Lisa Fields Miller. The Great Resignation. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.